Hey guys, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks. I'm playing in the T10 the Tier 10 American heavy tank, the one without an autoloader, and I'm playing with my good buddy Ike. The T10 is Ike's favourite tank, at least at Tier 10 I think, but it might be slowly getting replaced by an E100. Either way, I know that when I play with Ike in my Tier 10 heavies that something special is going to happen because we just have such great synergy. But this game, while it's focused on the teamwork, is also focused about working out a game plan and performing it. And right now, we are in a sticky situation. This is a 36%er. Even with me and Ike at the top of the team, they have some very good players. And if we quickly take a look at the team list, we can see they've got some very good players in their medium tanks, and also some good scouts that are going to be able to get up onto the hill quickly. Now, on Himmelsdorf, medium tanks and light tanks get up onto the hill. Now, if we were to allow them to dominate it, we would likely lose a Batchat, a T62A, and all three of our Tier 8 light tanks, which are very valuable indeed. And, well, unfortunately, it's already begun. We are losing our T49, we've already lost the 1390, and it's not looking very good up on the hill. So this is my first very important tip. Read the enemy's team list and try and formulate a plan, especially if you're playing in a platoon and you think that you can definitely make the difference in that game. Think about the map and how you've seen the games play on it before, and it's very obvious, well at least it was to me here, that they were going to send their medium tanks and light tanks up onto the hill. They have their E50M, their Object 140, one of their 1390s, the T62A, and the Object 907, the brand new reward clan tank, all in one place for us. And right now, they have a T62A completely by themselves. Me and Ike have reached the top of the hill. And I quickly say to Ike, hey, we don't need to reveal our position right now. And that's because we have to wait for an ambush. If we go up onto the hill right now, all that's going to happen is we'll go to where the T62A is and we will get flanked and turn it into a terrible engagement against medium tanks. What we need to do is to wait until one of them gets overconfident and so we can ambush him. And here we go. We spot the Object 140 making the clean engage. I request fire against him. One into him. Two into him, and now is our chance to just run through the enemy with our heavy tanks. This is what heavies can do against mediums. Their armor is quite challenging to go through frontally. Well, at least our armor is quite challenging to go through frontally, whereas their armor usually isn't a problem, but as we can see, we ricocheted off that 1390 there due to the extreme angle off his upper plate. But we've done what was needed. Now we're slowly pushing through the team. They're in disarray, some of them are retreating, but it doesn't help. We pushed them also down the west of Castle von Himmelsdorf. And as you can see, anyone who goes down the west of Castle von Himmelsdorf is not going to be very well for very long, because everyone below shoots up, so we need to get out of this situation quickly. So me and Ike are communicating about which tanks we're going to target. I try not to block this Waffenträger, but he pushes straight back into me, which means that I can't go forward to get out of his way. Oh, a bit of a poor shot there against the 5100. Whizzes right over his head. But the damage is done. Our ambush here has forced the remaining enemy tanks off the hill, including their best players in some of their Tier 10 mediums. We took down their Object 140, E50M 907, and a Waffenträger Alpha E100. What a result, and including their artillery as well, who was supporting the 907 up on the hill. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. This game is still completely even though we've completely destroyed the top of the hill. So the next most important thing to do is always secure the base. If I'm like really lax, quite often me and Ike will forget about this. The number one thing is to make sure your base doesn't get capped. And if your base doesn't get capped, then you can focus on trying to kill all of the opponents, or alternatively making a play to capture the enemy's base. And so from here on in, it is just a cleanup. Frankly, the highlight of the battle is already over. With so many of their Tier 10 tanks losing their lives on the hill, and me and Ike We're actually very healthy. Ike's still at 65% of his hit points, and I'm at like 80% of my hit points. One thing I'm quickly realizing is that while medium tanks can rip apart heavies, if they can manage to get their sides, it's such an advantage to have that frontal armor. It often causes panic in the medium lines. What we're doing right now is just picking apart this unfortunate E100. We stopped to put one more into his track, and he just catches our track with an HE round, which we repair. And then it pretty much sucks for this guy right now. There's very little that he can do, unfortunately. And I was trying to do Heavy Tank Mission 3, destroy at least 3 vehicles. Oh, come on, come on, come on! Oh, disaster! We rolled for 340, leaving him on 6% of his health. And we do not get to complete our mission. And unfortunately, it was also for a Brothers in Arms medal. Oh dear. So hopefully this video gave you some food for thought. Remember that the first 30 seconds of the battle, before it's even begun, you can use to your advantage. Study the enemy's team list, look at yours, consider what would be the worst possible option, and then maybe you can try and intervene into that to make sure it doesn't happen. Also, one thing I've been thinking a lot about recently is that it's so important sometimes to not give away your position. Setting up an ambush can sometimes be the only way to win, and the defining moment of this battle was when me and Ike waited and waited and waited for one of the enemy medium tanks to get overconfident, and they blooming well should have been confident here. For all they knew, it was going to be 5 against 1. And this T62A can be very frustrating when he's held down. So this player thought he was doing completely the right thing by going and flanking the T62A. But oh wait, it's all over him for him when our trap was sprung. Remember that World of Tanks is like one big game of chess, and if you're able to study the battlefield as if it was a board, and think of yourself as one of the pieces, then you can try and use yourself in the best way to be able to influence the outcome of the battle. Of course, for me, I am super lucky to have my best buddy by my side as I go through it. Anyway, let's just take a very quick look at the post-game stats. So even though we didn't get any Battle Hero medals, well, on our entire team this game, sometimes you don't need to be awarded one to still feel like you have had that positive impact in it. And often this can be the most rewarding type of game, where statistically your team was the underdog and you've made the impact. Me and I finished on top of experience, putting out a healthy amount of damage for our team. And also, well played to these objects. They had a fantastic impact from down below. And I think at one point I saw them completely shut down the Waffenträger E100 up on the hill, who only received 2 hits before he was taken out. A lot of people are asking me, well, how can I improve my win rate if that matters to you? Maybe it's just because you want to get more average experience, because when you win, you get more average experience, which will speed up your grind. Or maybe you're trying to hit some kind of personal statistics goal. Well, focusing on your teamwork and what you can do in the battle that you're in is undoubtedly the best way to think through it. Remember that unless you play in a platoon, you are the only constant factor in all of your games. And while there will be some cases of just unwinnable games because your whole team will fold within the first few minutes, always ask yourself, what could you have done better? And if you keep doing this, you will learn far quicker than if you didn't. And if you guys are looking for a community where you can develop your own team play and maybe find some platoon mates to develop synergy with, like I have done with Ike, then I fully recommend the QSF community. Check out QuickyBaby.com. You can go to the forums and make your application. There are multiple clans on the EU. There's an NA clan as well. And even if you don't want to join one of the clans, you can still often find like-minded people that want a platoon. Especially so considering all of these new missions that people have to platoon to do. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a like down below. And if you want to see another video of teamwork with Ike, then simply click up here and you can go through to a replay where this time we're playing in our Tier 10 German heavy tanks, the E100. And let me know in the comments down below how to be a good team player in the random game. What do you see people doing right and wrong for all of the different tank types? It really helped me out if you gave me your opinions. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.